Level 1. Tiro recruit. You are 17 years old and you do not choose this. A recruiting officer passes through your village in Syria, and your father does not look you in the eye when he signs the document. There is a debt. There is always a debt. And now there is you, standing barefoot on the road with 12 other boys who also had fathers with debts. They shave your head on the first morning. They give you a tunic that smells of the man who died in it. They make you march 40 Roman miles in a day, wearing a pack that weighs more than your youngest brother. When you collapse at mile 31, the drill instructor stands over you and waits. You get up. That is the lesson. You learn to vault obstacles in full armour, to thrust with a wooden training sword against a 6-foot post sunk in the earth. You hit that post 500 times a day. Your hands bleed. The post does not bleed. You learn Latin. You learn the commands. 4 months later, you swear the sacramentum before the eagle standard of your legion. The eagle is gold and it does not blink, and you feel for the first time that something is watching you. You raise your right hand. You are a soldier of Rome. Level 2. Miles Legionary. You are 19, stationed in Judea, and nothing prepared you for this place. The land is dry and white and the people inside it are not afraid of you, which is the strangest thing. In Syria, people stepped aside when you walked the road. Here, a rabbi stands at the centre of the road and does not move, and you are the one who steps aside, though you cannot explain why your sentry is posted outside Jerusalem. The city crouches on its hill, like something that has survived 10 wars and intends to survive 11. Your centurion tells you never to enter the temple precinct unless ordered. During Passover, you see a man riding a donkey through the eastern gate. The crowd throws palm branches in his path. They are singing. The singing sounds nothing like a riot, but it sounds like the beginning of something, and you watch with your hand on your pilum until the road is empty again. You fight your first skirmish in the Decapolis. It is loud and close, and smells of iron. Afterward, you are sick behind a date palm. Your tent mate says the sickness means you are still human. He says it like a warning. Level 3. Immunes. Specialist. You are 23, and you have found a way to stop marching. The Legion discovered that you can calculate, that you learned fractions from your grandfather, who kept accounts for a landowner in the Syrian countryside. The quartermaster sits you down in front of a wax tablet covered in grain tallies and watches you correct 4 errors in the time it takes him to refill his cup. You are granted immune status, exempted from standard fatigue duties, from ditch digging, from the endless labour that grinds ordinary soldiers flat by their 30th year. You spend your days in the Principia tracking supply columns, grain, timber, leather, oil, the endless appetite of 6,000 men. One afternoon a messenger arrives with a sealed dispatch from Caesarea Maritima. You copy it into the official record. It concerns a Jewish preacher from Galilee who has caused a disturbance at the temple and been arrested. The prefect Pontius Pilate is to be informed. You copy the words without expression. You have copied 1,000 dispatches. This one feels the same as all the others. You will remember this moment later as the one where you should have paid attention. Level 4. Tesserarius. Watchword keeper. You are 26 and you are trusted with a word. Every night the Tesserarius receives the watchword from the tribune on duty. A single Latin word, whispered and memorized, passed to sentries so they can identify friend from enemy in the dark. Tonight the word is fides, faith. You speak it quietly to each man at his post and they nod without looking at you, staring out into the dark beyond the torchlight. You are responsible for the watch schedule, for making sure no man sleeps at his post. A crime punishable by beating to death by his own tent mates. You check on them anyway, every 2 hours, moving through the dark with a lantern kept low. On one of these night watches, outside the eastern gate of Jerusalem, you see torches moving in the garden across the Kidron Valley. A whole crowd of them, soldiers and temple guards, perhaps 60 figures, moving purposefully through the olive trees. You are not ordered to intervene. It is not your sector. You watch the torchlight until it disappears over the hill toward the city. In the morning, your centurion tells you there was an arrest. A Galilean teacher. He says it flat and finished. Level 5. Optio, second in command. You are 29 and you carry a long staff and you stand at the back of the formation. The Optio stands behind the sentry during battle. Behind, not beside, with a long pole. Your job is to keep the rear rank from retreating. If a man breaks and runs, you stop him with the staff. If the staff does not stop him, you use the iron tip. You have not yet had to use the iron tip. Your Centurion is 51 now, with a hip that makes him move like a cart on a broken wheel. He tells you things at the end of the day over cheap wine that he does not say in front of the men. That you can defeat a Gaul and he stays defeated, but these people carry something inside them that does not know it is beaten. He asks once if you have been to the crucifixion grounds west of the city. You say you have pulled execution duty twice. He nods slowly. He says, I was there for one, 3 years ago, a Galilean. The way the man died. He does not finish the sentence. He turns his cup in his hands. You are 30 years old and you are learning that some things your senior officers have seen cannot be filed away in a report. Level 6, Centurion. You are 34. You carry the vine rod. You command 80 men. This is the rank that runs the Roman army. Not the generals, not the tribunes who rotate on political schedules, but the centurions who stay, who know every man's name and his weakness. You manage their broken edges the way a farmer manages weather. Not by controlling it, but by knowing it. You are stationed near Caesarea Maritima. A man comes to you. Not a soldier, a Jew, a man with a kind of stillness belonging to someone who has spent years in prayer or grief or both. He tells you his servant is paralyzed and suffering. He has heard of a teacher from Galilee. You send the message. The teacher comes. You walk out to meet him and say, Lord, I am not worthy to have you come under my roof. Only say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I too am a man under authority. I say to this one, go, and he goes. You say it because it is the only framework you have for power. The teacher stops. He says something about faith. He says he has not found such faith in all of Israel. Your servant is healed that hour. You do not write a report about this. Level 7. Primus Pilus, Chief Centurion. You are 41 and you are the first spear. The Primus Pilus is the senior centurion of the entire legion, the man who sits in the commander's council, the man who carries the aquila. When the eagle-bearer falls, you have earned this through 23 years of staying alive and not making mistakes that cost other men their lives. The province has been burning slowly for 10 years. Zealots in the hills, sicari in the crowds, governors who understand nothing about the people they govern. You understand something about them now. After 20 years in Judea, you understand that what Rome calls rebellion, this people calls faithfulness to a God who does not accept the existence of other gods. You attend a briefing in Jerusalem. The military governor outlines the plan. You ask 2 questions about supply lines. You leave knowing that in 5 years, or 10, this city will be besieged. Level 8, Tribunus Militum, military tribune. You are 46 and you oversee a cohort assigned to Jerusalem during extraordinary tension. A prisoner has been taken, a Roman citizen, a Jew named Paul, nearly torn apart by a crowd in the temple courts. You read his file. This man has travelled from Syria to Greece to Macedonia, teaching in synagogues about the Galilean executed under Pilate, the same one your old centurion could not finish a sentence about. You arrange his transfer to Caesarea. 400 infantry and 70 cavalry. Credible assassination threats. During his hearing before the governor Felix, you stand at the rear of the room. The prisoner speaks about resurrection, about a man rising from the dead, and Felix goes pale and terminates the hearing. You watch Felix's face. You have seen that expression before, on soldiers who encountered something at night they could not account for in the morning report. Level 9, Praefectus Castrorum, Camp Prefect. You are 52 and the 3rd ranking officer in the legion. The war has begun. Vespasian is coming with 60,000 men, and you are part of the encirclement. You oversee the construction of siege ramps, the positioning of scorpion artillery, the rotation of assault cohorts. You are good at this. The goodness of it no longer feels like the same thing it felt like when you were 19. From a tower position above the western wall, you look at the city before giving the order to advance the artillery line. The city is burning, the temple is burning. The smoke rises black and straight. You think about a dispatch you copied 30 years ago, about a Galilean teacher. You give the order, you do not look away. Level 10, Legatus Legionis, Legion Commander. You are 58 and you command 6,000 men. The legateship came after the war. You are stationed in Syria. The Legion is a machine you know completely. Every gear, every weakness, every man who can be trusted under pressure. You have built roads, adjudicated disputes, ordered executions, arranged grain distributions during a famine year, negotiated with 4 client kings in 4 languages. You have not forgotten the Centurion who could not finish his sentence. You have not forgotten the garden with the torchlight. You have not forgotten Paul until the governor went pale. You have never spoken of these things to anyone. You are a Roman officer. You speak in reports. On the last evening before your retirement, you sit on the roof of the command building and look east. Somewhere in the empire, there are men and women who believe the Galilean rose from the dead and that when he returns, the eagle of Rome will mean nothing. You have spent 40 years as a soldier of Rome and never found a single person who believes what they believe with as little fear in their eyes. You sit with that for a long time. You put down the viner rod, and now you are history.